when he laid down with this woman, he knew what could happen.
Yep.
That's first and foremost. She asked him to do something, he didn't do it. 3 days in a row. Secondly, finances should not be the barometer.
If you took no precautions, then what did you think could happen?
Well, it seems like she wants the baby. The husband doesn't.
People make a lot of emotional decisions, and this is a prime reason, an example of why love isn't enough. There have to be a lot of other factors that play into who your partner is going to be long term.
Exactly.
Y'all not on the same
But
page.
that's how I knew I wasn't in there for the long haul. I ain't
What's up, everybody? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Tristan.
Welcome back to our channel.
Living the Grand Life.
It's time for another
Mind Your Marriage Monday.
We got a special situation going on here. As y'all can see, we have the beautiful Mama Minnie. Say hi.
Hello. Hello. Y'all seen her before. She ain't this. She's not this put together.
Y'all, we cut her show off to make her come do this. She'll be alright. And then we got Fun Daddy David, my twin. Say hey, twin.
Hello.
Both of them.
Neither of them are hello people, but we'll go with that for now.
So listen, if this is your first time, welcome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and take a moment and subscribe and hit the notification bell when you do that. Today, if you're not aware, Mind Your Marriage Monday is a segment we do every single Monday where Natasha and I step out of our marriage to mind your marriage. The catch is that we only take 10 minutes to do this, right? Because we got business of our own.
That's it.
We don't have a lot of time to give to other people's scenarios. But every once in a while, we gotta get in our petty bag. Okay, so today we invited another couple that's been married over 40 years to help us out to see if they can offer a little bit of an extra perspective or a different perspective.
Yeah, we got professionals with us.
Mm-hmm.
We the amateurs.
We can only hope to get that far.
If you are familiar, as you know, Tristan and I bring topics. The other one does not know. In this case, 3 people do not know. I have today's topic. I just sent it over to Tristan, so we're going to pull it up. I'm going to read today's topic. We're going to start the timer for 10 minutes, and we're going to jump right into it.
Anytime Tasha finds a topic, we should be afraid.
Yeah, man, we've been having these really shallow topics. Like, they've been really not.
My topics are not shallow.
They haven't been deep like before. We got to get into some nonsense, okay? It's time for nonsense. All right. So here's the scenario. This woman says, I am pregnant. I want the baby. My husband would rather abort because we are not financially ready. In his opinion, even though money is decent right now, I'm at a lose-lose. If I abort, I will regret and will most likely have a grudge with my husband. And if I keep it, my husband will treat me differently and possibly the child. She adds in background. It was planned to have a baby later on, yes, but no precautions were taken. He thinks I got pregnant on purpose because I told him not to pull out during sex and he didn't 3 days straight. How should I proceed? Yeah, let's get the timer going. See, I don't do cookie cutter. We bring the drama.
I feel like this is cut and dry, real cookie cutter. But you know, I'm not gonna start today. We have guests. We have a guest. So I'm gonna let our guests. I don't know if we're gonna try to do this in 10 minutes, but we got 2 additional people.
We're gonna do 10 minutes. You know, every week it's difficult to get Tristan to try to not go over. She always trying to push me. 10 minutes starting now.
Well, I'll start.
Okay, go ahead. All right, then.
First and foremost, when he laid down with this woman, he knew what could happen.
Yep.
That's first and foremost. She asked him to do something, he didn't do it. 3 days in a row. Okay, so he should understand that that's what he has to deal with. Secondly, finances should not be the barometer relative to children. There are so many people who have started out piss poor, excuse my my language, that have raised kids grow into where they want to be financially. They found a way to raise those kids. I mean, I know parents, families of 8, 10, 12, 6, 4, that, you know, the father was the only one that worked. Mom didn't work, but they raised all of those 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 kids. So, you know, him saying them not being where they are financially, and then it is her right whether or not she wants to have that baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is it's a, you know, the thing is, a woman should have a right to choose what she wants to do with her body, with her kid. And he, as a father, he needs to be there to sustain that, to support her, and just man up.
Okay then. I'm with that. What you got, Mama Minnie?
Well, as a adult woman, you should know that whenever you have sex, the possibility of pregnancy is there.
Yes.
If you took no precautions, then what did you think could happen?
Well, it seems like she wants the baby. The husband doesn't.
Okay.
So she's cool with it.
Okay. So, but at the same time, if she wasn't sure that he wanted it, then that discussion needed to happen before they even had sex. So I would say, like, we need to talk about this before we proceed having sex, because the way we're having it, we could have the kid, and we're not sure yet. So we need to get sure on that first before we continue having sex. But let's just abstain for a while until we can make that decision.
Okay.
And I agree with David 100%. You know, money is only 10% factor when it comes to children. I mean, if you got a serious poverty situation going on where you could put the child at risk because you have no financial means to take care of it, then fine. But other than that, usually 80-90% of the time you can make a way if you want the child. And then also, having money is no guarantee for having a good life for a baby. And we know that all the time. Rich people don't do well sometimes having children because they think of it as just another tool in their whole picture of the success story. You know, children is something natural as part of the family, part of the couple, and children won't feel the love. They're not looking at the bank account to see if they should love the parent or not, or how much they love them, or whatever. They're looking at how you're reacting to them. So, you know, having children is a very important decision for a couple, and this is something that should even be discussed before they get married. And once, you know, they're talking about it and they continue to have sex, they should know that this could be a possibility. So let's get a concrete decision on this. And sometimes you may not have a concrete decision, but once you get pregnant, once the baby's here, if your mindset hasn't changed to accept that child, then you need to look at yourself as an adult and what were you trying to accomplish in this marriage in the first place. Because a child is always a welcome blessing whenever they come.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I loved it. We need to have them on every week, don't we? Sure. They're going to knock us out our own segment. Sure. No, I agree. I know, y'all know where she at. She agree 100%. She like, forget what he talking about.
You know what? I think I might be a little different than you think.
Okay.
I see a little bit about what they're both saying, and I think I would take it even a step further to say, like, how are y'all? We're not talking boyfriend, girlfriend who accidentally got pregnant. We're talking about two married individuals. I'm feeling like, how y'all even get this far and y'all not clear on what it is that's supposed to be happening? Both of them daggone stupid, because if you know that you don't want children and she say, baby, don't even pull out,
the math ain't mathing.
the math ain't mathing here. The math ain't, you must have changed your mind.
Right.
3 days, so, okay, maybe the first day you was in the moment, you was like, you know what, All right,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not, but then afterwards I would have thought to myself, now wait a minute, that probably wasn't the best. So you mean 3 days and you've been stupid a long time, huh? That's just, it just don't make any sense to me. And then she knew how her husband felt about it before she even suggested it.
Yeah.
And still suggested it, but the fact that he went along with it said that he was cool with having a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this marriage, it's I got some questions.
But based on the scenario, it didn't say he didn't want to have kids.
He just didn't want the
He
kids
said
now.
that he didn't think that they were financially ready to
Right.
have kids.
So are they also not financially ready to buy condoms?
No,
Birth control?
I totally agree with you, and
Yeah.
that's my point. They knew what the consequences, what could happen. They have sex,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And if he's not going to wear protection, then he definitely knows what the deal is. There's so many children that are born and the pregnancy wasn't planned. But parents, they're joyous when it happens. They're glad that they can have a kid. Because so many people, so many women can't have kids, so many men are sterile, they can't father kids. So, you know, they should look at it as a blessing and work through it.
And
I think he got something to hide.
We know even from having our 2 children, you know, even though we decided, okay, we're ready to have them, you know, God sometimes have a different plan. And just because we said we were ready,
Doesn't mean that right
didn't mean
away.
that it was going to happen. And it was a couple of years in both cases with a lot of medical attention and all this kind of stuff. So now, as opposed to being just a calm, loving situation, it became very stressful. You know, you're keeping track, you're keeping this, you just, you know, and that's not what you call a natural way of having or getting pregnant and having a child. That's the assisted way, which can sometimes take a toll on the marriage if it continues too long or it doesn't work. So, you know, my thing is be careful when you're saying, I want a child, but this has to happen. Sometimes you better go with the moment, because just because you make that decision doesn't mean that it's going to happen. And that happened to us twice.
Yeah.
We made the decision, okay, well now, you know, once the child gets 5, we're going to have another one. Well, our 2 kids are 10 years apart.
We are.
So,
That's
you
true.
know, you can't predict God's plan, and having children is definitely God's plan. And if you think that's what you want to do with your spouse, you need to decide that early on in your marriage. And you need to start making some financial decisions of doing things to be able to take care of the child. But realizing that your delay could be your demise, because it may not pan out the way you want. You could get all the money together in the world that you want and still not be able to have that child.
That's true. That's true. All right, so we got 1:25. I'm gonna throw in my opinion here. I got a little bit of time. All right, so y'all kind of know where I'm at with it when it comes to marriages and decisions. To me, this sounds like a relationship that was emotionally immature from the beginning. You know, people make a lot of emotional decisions, and this is a prime reason, an example of why love isn't enough. There have to be a lot of other factors that play into who your partner is going to be long term. Love is important, but it's not everything. You have to have these discussions. Clearly, they did not talk about what having children meant to them in terms of a relationship when that time was right. They were on 2 different pages with that. So these kind of conversations before marriage are important, because you have to align or be somewhere in a similar area. They're completely different areas. 2, I agree with you guys. Being financially prepared. You're never, first of all, financially prepared, even if you are rich. You still never financially, you don't know what your kid is even going to get into or be like or anything like that, number 1. Number 2, most people that get married are young. It's changing a little bit now in our world, in our realm, where people are in their 30s and 40s getting married sometimes, but typically in your 20s. In your 20s, you typically are not well established. You don't really have money. Part comes with building a family if you're going to have children. So I'm going to run a little bit over. We're about to run out of time, but I'm going to take 30 more seconds. No, it's time. To be you got to be clear about what it is that you want. And I also agree with the point Tristan made, that the woman wanted children sooner than later. The man wanted children later than sooner. So to suggest to an individual that you're with, don't pull out, doesn't make sense if that's not what that person wants. You and your partner, I would think, will want to be aligned with bringing a life into the world, because then that's going to bring a strain on the relationship that the child, if you guys do stay together, could feel. If the maturity in the both of you doesn't continue to progress and develop as your marriage moves on. And then also on his end, you know exactly what you're doing. You know what not pulling out means. So if you don't want a kid right now and your wife is suggesting that, y'all need to have a conversation. That mood to me would be killed.
You can suggest whatever you want to me.
Yeah, but if that doesn't align with what I want, then that's not what we should be doing. So cool.
That's
all right,
not
so
what I'm gonna do.
We are.
I got something else to add.
Go ahead.
I don't care what you say.
Look, she always trying to run over. What?
Listen, I think, and this is just my opinion, it's probably gonna rub some folks the wrong way. That man is not sure if he wants to be with her long term.
That's possible.
They married, he don't want to be there.
It's possible.
I just cannot see me being married to a person and suggesting that she abort my child, and I'm married to her. We're gonna be here for the long haul.
Yeah, boyfriend.
And we not homeless. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just can't. I feel like when a person isn't sure about whether or not they are sure they want to be with a person long term, they tend to avoid final type of situations.
It's either that, or he stated he wanted kids but has realized maybe he doesn't. It is possible he has changed his mind in enjoying the life that they have together as a married couple.
And
might not want, right, he might not want children, but has not had that conversation. But now they're in a scenario now where he doesn't want it. He wants his wife to abort it. His wife like, what did you talking about? We married, right? So it could be that, or
abortion,
it could be the other. But
abortion just feels like some girlfriend, boyfriend, we ain't really even know each other well type stuff. Like it just doesn't seem like a viable option for a marriage. Where are we doing that at?
Right. So she gonna keep trying to go and add to the time. No, but
if you need money for your divorce, we're gonna start a GoFundMe.
Go ahead, call you and start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, we're gonna start a GoFundMe because you need to get out.
So we had a wonderful time having Mama Minnie and Daddy David here with us, sharing their opinions and having fun with us today.
Well, how about
You good? I said, I need to cut it. Your hair just popped off. Me and video. You good?
Let me tell you something. You need to relax.
You should go ahead and relax. All right.
Exactly.
Y'all got on the same
But that's how I knew I wasn't in there for the long haul. I ain't even put no bobby pins in or nothing. It was just straight rubber bands. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. When you're not in it for the long haul, you don't even set it up in that way.
Great example.
Great example. All right, y'all. So, again, if this is your first time, welcome, family. We are so happy to have you here on our channel. And now that you're here, Tristan has a few house rules for you. Let me know.
Yeah. So first things first, if you didn't follow directions at the beginning of the video, I need you to go ahead right now and subscribe. I need you to subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified when your new friends of the Grands post some new content. And while we're on the subject of content, did you like this content? Did you enjoy it? If so, or if not, tell us all about it in the comments. All right, let us know what you want to see. What do you think about the scenario? We aborting, we not aborting, we divorcing. Okay, because that's where I'm at. Go ahead. I'm just telling you, it's cheaper to leave. So go ahead and share this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about your new friends of the Grands. Like this, share it. And Tasha's going to tell you where you can find us outside of YouTube.
Absolutely. If you have an Instagram and you aren't following us, what are you doing? It's okay. We're going to get you together. Follow us at Living LeGrand Life. If you want to see what my cut off the scenario wife got going on her Instagram, follow her at It's Tris LeGrand. And if you want to see what I got popping, I'm kind of silly, you can follow me at _president. We love you guys. And also, if you want to see more of Mind Your Marriage Monday and you enjoyed this, click one of the 2 videos above and enjoy it. And we'll holler at you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.